Today's episode has to do with blood and its purification. Blood and its purification. One may ask, what is blood? Blood is one of the components of the human body or the body of other animals. It's one of the fluid components of living things. In the case of human beings, blood carries oxygen and transports it all over the body of the organism. It also carries nutrients, important nutrients, circulating it around the body. It is also the base that carries medicines and other useful items. Other liquid within the body are plasma, and water makes the living things turgid, the turgidity of the system is as a result of water. Like plant has over 90% toxicity. So blood is very, very critical in the life system of an organism because of what I earlier said. The number of things it carries: oxygen, vital minerals, vitamins, and carrying of medicinal products around the human body makes it very, very critical. As a matter of fact, it's the life wire, and it carries also waste products. It goes in and out from the heart. It is pumped around the entire body system, and the inability of it to get around the body leads to very, very serious consequences. So if it is below the normal, you are said to be hypotensive. So the hypertensive ones are those ones that are between 140/90. Once you have such a reading consistently over a period, you're already hypertensive. But the talk here is, what can cause a decrease in the level of blood? What can cause the dirtiness of the blood? These are the most critical things. I just enumerated to you the various diseases under non-communicable diseases. And I started with cardiovascular diseases. And I defined hypertension, defined high cholesterol. Cholesterol is normally made by the human body, synthesized within our system. But in very serious situations, it can go up based on diet, based on other things. The amount can go up more than the body would require. And it could be for bad, it could be for good cholesterol. The one our body wants is the good cholesterol, not the bad one. So at every given time, the good one must be above the bad one. So the cholesterol could now be deposits along the various blood passages, be it aorta, be it the small capillary vessels, be it any of the capillaries, any of the vessels start being deposited. Then we talked about triglycerides. Triglycerides are free radicals that are generated in our body system that goes up and down within the bloodstream. They are not required. So they too could also be deposited. So you can see where the problems are coming from. These things generated creates problem. Why these things have been deposited? They cause a lot of resistance because the blood vessel that used to be like this, because of their being deposited, they now narrow the inside wall, and the blood now passes the narrow wall now with resistance, a lot of pressing, because the space is not enough for it to pass again. And in an attempt to pass with force, it now creates what we call as high blood pressure. So that is the need to clean those things up so that dirtiness that is provided by that individual's health can be cleaned off the blood, and to make the blood freer, to make the system freer, to make the arteries and the capillaries also freer for these things to pass through without any issues. Another issue is when you are diabetic, it leads to excessive sugar in the urine, in the blood. That excessive sugar creates its own problem. That is also deaths. So it needs to be taken out by way of you taking either diabetic drug, either being modern or be it herbal medicine to be able to clean them off. Then another situation we found ourselves, we talked about cancer. Cancer generates some of these free radicals, causes cancer. So they're already there as a result of your cancer tendency, either from your family or, since we don't know what causes cancer, it just came on its own. So there's a need to cleanse it off as a result of that. Then we talked about chronic kidney disease. Well, at times when you have hypertension, it could lead to chronic kidney disease. When you have diabetes, the end product, some percentage for hypertension and diabetes could lead to chronic kidney disease. So when kidney diseases comes up, you start having urea, you start having creatinine deposited in your blood, and they are not supposed to be there. So they will start creating their own problems. So you need to bring it down. Then if you are obese, you are fat, and you are not within your BMI requirements, that will also start creating problem of most of your heart has to beat. The work the body has to do increases. So every function of the body will have to increase to meet up. And as you're obese, some of them have high cholesterol. You don't even need to be obese to have high cholesterol. You may be slender and have high cholesterol. But most of the time, those who are obese tends to have, when they are also hypertensive. In fact, obesity calls for all these illnesses I have mentioned. It attracts it. It is a causative, it is a factor that will be there to cause all these illnesses. So you can imagine that an obese person would have all these ailments. I want to describe this situation. High BP patients, a lot of them, when they are to climb the staircase, find it very, very difficult to climb the staircase. Or when they walk from here to that place, they become very, very weak. This is as a result of the heart being enlarged as a result of high BP. That difficulty to walk long distance and becoming tired, even short distances, is as a result of enlarged heart. Some of them, if you ask them, if they climb staircase, within they climb, they have to rest before they advance again. It is still a proof of an enlarged heart. How do we solve that? We don't need to rush for an operation, because a heart operation, one, is quite expensive. Two, it's quite delicate. What do we do? All that will be resolved here from the various array of products that are available.